Hello, and welcome to another Origins of Expressions. Today, we'll be going over the phrases window shopping, shop till you drop, it costs an arm and a leg. What do they all have in common? They're all phrases and idioms around shopping. So let's go ahead and make like a sock and run right into the video. Shopping is an activity in which a customer browses the available goods or services presented by one or more retailers with the intent to purchase a suitable selection. In antiquity, open markets and fairs were created to facilitate the exchange of goods and services. Patrons and sellers would use these markets to shop and sell goods nearby. However, the nature of the stalls and stall holders in markets meant the consumer had the option to make careful inspection of goods prior to purchase. From there, shopping became a leisure activity. And when we start enjoying something, it opens up the opportunity to make phrases and idioms around it. So let's get right into our first shopping phrase. Window shopping. Window shopping is a phrase that means to walk around and look at the window displays of stores, not to physically shop through windows. This activity has been around since the rise of the middle class in Europe in the 1800s. Around the same time, windows were put into storefronts, originally for extra storage without caring about how it looked. However, since the shops were small and could only have a limited number of customers, a line of people started gathering outside these shops. This made a display in the window more important than storage, especially with people waiting to get inside. As years have passed, window displays have changed and adapted to the times. What originally started as a small display of goods in the 1800s have adapted to the use of electricity, lights, and now even technology to make even more eccentric displays that interact with the customers, all to make extra storage space into a selling point. The biggest and best displays are usually at Christmas to entice shoppers into their stores. A write-up from the New York Daily News reads, "Two black bears were caught on video exploring an outdoor Tennessee mall, perhaps searching for food, but also doing some window shopping and enjoying the holiday decor." Today, we still use it the same way to express that we are not planning on buying anything, but instead just looking around. An example sentence is, "When the summer days get too hot, we enter the air-conditioned mall and spend the next 20 minutes window shopping." Now that we've had a quick look around, let's walk on over to our next idiom. Shop till you drop. Shop till you drop is an American idiom. It means to shop till you are physically tired and can't walk anymore. I'm going to shop till I drop. However, this idiom did not start out with the same meaning it has today. It started in the 1900s as an advertising slogan for department stores, especially near Christmas. It was meant to mean that you should go to one store instead of running around to different places and becoming exhausted. Some of these advertisements read, "Shop till you drop, but nowhere will you find value as equal to these. You shop, we drop." This one promotes a home delivery service. The first written record of Shop Till You Drop was in the Chicago Daily Tribune in their annual parody poem called The Day Before Christmas. It was printed in 1902, and it read, "Why, listen, I've shopped until from exhaustion I've pretty near dropped." Today we use this idiom to explain that we want to go shopping and spend a large amount of money and keep going until we are tired. An example sentence is, "The biggest shopping day is tomorrow. Make sure you get a good night's sleep so we can shop till we drop." Ooh, fun fact. Did you know that the oldest shopping mall started to be constructed in Italy in 112 CE? Emperor Trajan began construction on the largest of Rome's imperial forums, which housed a variety of shops and services and two libraries. Today, Trajan Market is regarded as the oldest shopping mall in the world. Well, before we collapse from exhaustion, let's get to our last phrase in the video. It cost an arm and a leg. It costs an arm and a leg means that the item costs a large amount of money. Wow, that jewelry cost an arm and a leg. This idiom has a few theories. The oldest being a tale that portrait painters used to charge more for larger paintings. A head and a shoulder painting was the cheapest option, followed in price by one which included arms, and finally the top of the range, legs and all, portrait. As so often with popular tales, there is no truth in that story. Painters certainly did charge more for larger pictures, but there's no evidence to suggest they did so by limb count. Another theory was that the phrase started during the 20th century, possibly during one of the major world wars. The idea being that soldiers, because of their heavy involvement in war and being in the line of fire, can possibly lose a hand, foot, leg, or an arm. Thus, the war would literally cost a person their arm or leg, which is a high price to pay, even though these are just theories about where "it costs an arm and a leg" came from. There was a write-up in 1790 in the Ladies' Magazine that read, "This is my sole desire, my only passion, and in order to gratify it, I would give my right arm and my entire fortune." Perhaps this is where the idiom came from. However, when we start to dig around, the earliest citation for this particular phrase being used in writings is around the mid-20th century in the comic section of a Long Beach independent newspaper in 1951. A narrator from one of the comics says, "It cost them an arm and a leg to fix up a rumpus room for Junior." Today we still use the phrase the same way to express that something costs a lot of money. An example sentence is, "Their wedding was so extravagant, I bet it cost them an arm and a leg to pay for it." Let's hope this wedding ends up being a fun day they'll never forget, since it cost so much money. Well, that's the information that I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed learning about where our idioms and phrases come from. If you did, I would love to have you subscribe to the channel. It's like window shopping. It's free. It won't cost you an arm and a leg. You just have to hit that button. Oh yeah, before you go, do you know any idioms or phrases around shopping? Maybe you know other idioms or phrases on an entirely different subject. I would love to see them. Leave them in the comments below. And if I use one of the phrases, I'll give you a shout out. Thank you again for watching and subscribing. I really appreciate your support. Until next time, bye.